If you are a beginner or intermediate guitarist trying to play songs or phrases or melody on the guitar, there are possibly 4 different things which you can observe, which you can immediately change to make the sound better. What I have seen is most of the time, for example, there are these dead notes happening when you play. That was a dead note because I didn't hit and press at the same time. It was not synchronized. The moment you realize that there are dead notes, or in fact half alive notes, call them zombie notes, in your playing, the first thing is being aware of them. The moment you're aware of them, you can change them just by correcting the way you hit and press. Just slow down. For example, if you're playing something like this, and on the 2nd string 6th fret we will play a dead note. That was a dead note. I didn't hit at the same time as I pressed. All you have to do is slow down. That point, most of the time the same mistakes will be repeated again and again. That is one thing we observe. So if you know that usually 2nd string 6th fret you're playing a dead note in this particular movement, slow down, make sure that you're pressing and hitting at the same time, and see, for example, the little finger is interfering with the right playing of the 2nd string 6th fret note. First thing is being aware that there are dead notes and they are causing the sound to be less than satisfactory. Second thing is knowing that you can directly change them. It is not because of some other reason. There is no need for any kind of philosophizing here. Just if you find a dead note, slow down that part, see what is interfering with it, hit and press at the same time, repeat it many times, enough times, and you will see that when the moment you're conscious about it and you know that you want to change it, it will start changing. I've seen this again and again. It may sound very obvious, but one thing I've noticed is not many people are aware of these dead notes, and they're not really aware that these are the things which are causing their sound to be less than satisfactory. They may look for other things which are more abstract, like, while the real reasons are very simple and very clear. If there is a dead note, be aware of it, change it by slowing down and hitting and pressing at the same time. Second thing is while playing slides. This guitar is not amplified. That's just a mic picking up the sound. So let us say this is a slide. If you can't play it, the slide correctly with sustain, let's start with something simpler. Let us say a 2-fret slide. Again, if you can't do the 2-fret slide good, something like that, if the sustain is getting cut, one thing you can remember is you can try to keep this part of the finger, the last digit of the finger, as perpendicular as possible to the fretboard, so that the string really comes in between the surface and the surface of the finger and the fretboard. Then, and thumb is behind the finger, applying as much pressure as possible. Sustain the pressure. Actually, as you become more and more used with slides, you will realize that there is a balance of pressure. You don't have to apply too much pressure more than needed. In fact, that will curb your ability to move and execute a good slide. But at this point, what you have to look at is that your finger is stable even while you're moving through the slide, and there is enough pressure so that the sound is sustained. If your finger is at the right place, the right way, and if you're sustaining the pressure, the slide will sound. If still it's not sounding, you have to check your guitar. I have no idea. But before you conclude that there is something wrong with the guitar, make sure that you have tried enough times, that the pressure is right, and the point of contact between the finger and the string, there is not much of a movement even while you are doing the slide. Make sure the pressure is sustained. If you can't do 2-fret slide, start with 1. That you don't even have to move the thumb for doing 1-fret slide, or even for 2-fret slides. Identify what is the problem, correct it directly. Third thing is, at times people tend to play some notes too fast, faster than how it should sound. I don't have any example for it, but based on your particular song, just check that you're not going fast at some points where it is not asked for. And the other fourth point is, like, there will be delays between phrases which you have to consciously reduce. What I mean is, you can practice your phrases separately, like till you're really okay with playing the phrase. For example, here is a string skip here. I'm playing on the first string and then on the second string. Usually there is, when you start playing, there is usually a delay between the notes when there is a string skip. So you reduce the delay, practice the phrase comfortably enough, then practice another phrase also, the next phrase also comfortably enough, and then reduce the delay between the phrases. That is it. So obviously you have to be aware that you're probably playing zombie notes, and that you're not sliding with sustain. Third thing is probably you are too fast with some notes, and then you're delaying probably some notes, especially between string skips and between phrases. If you take care of these things and directly correct them, immediately your sound will become better. Of course, for this to get a second nature, you will have to practice it for some time, but don't waste time thinking about the reasons or why this is not working, or any kind of meta philosophizing is totally unnecessary.